remember, when you look at the Dominicans, the Guatemalans, the Mexicans, the people from Chile, all those people are Native Americans. They were all in this land, but they got separated and were given these names. Like, they were indigenous to those lands. So Dominican means loyal dog, right? But they're not loyal dogs. That's not what their name is. Before that, they were called from the tribe of Simeon, right? Before they were called Mexicans, they were called from the tribe of Issachar. So you were right. Our people were here before Christopher Columbus got here, but that's why they speak Spanish. Because did they speak Spanish? When Christopher Columbus came over here and he said, hola, did they say hola? No, they spoke a different language. That language was Hebrew.
That's right.
The language of Israel. So Christ said that we have to be perfect. What's your name, bro? I didn't catch it. Jeffrey. So was Christ perfect? Why was Christ perfect?
Because God incarnated.
Right. Because Christ did no sin, right? Because when you are in the midst of sin, that makes you not perfect. But when you lead a life that is not filled with sin, you go into that perfection. Get 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 21.
1 Peter chapter 2 verse 21. For even hereunto were ye called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example.
Christ left us an example for us to follow. Remember, Christ kept all the laws that pertain to him, meaning that he did not break any of the laws of the Bible.
Right.
So he left us that example so we can try to strive and try to be in that same fashion of not breaking any of the laws of the Bible. And that's what makes us perfect, Reed.
That ye should follow his steps.
That you can follow his steps. Yeah, that you can follow his steps. Give me Job 1:1. Let's see somebody who followed the example of the scriptures who God deemed perfect. Because there were other men in the Bible who were perfect. Read.
Job. Job chapter 1 verse 1. There was a man in the land of Oz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect.
And they said that man was perfect. How you doing, bro? What's your name?
Blue.
Blue.
Yeah.
Did you have a question when you came up here, Blue?
No, sir. I just want to hear some of the things you're speaking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jeffrey, get the information, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what we out here doing is we teaching our people who they are according to the Bible. Because inside society today, we're not taught what our true name and what our true heritage is and where we come from. For example, if I ask you what's your nationality, what would you say?
I really couldn't tell you, because when you're separated from birth or who you are, you can lie to you. You really don't know who you are, no matter how much you research.
So who do they say? Who would they say we are? Like if you were to ask your nationality, what would they say?
They would say we are Africans.
Africans, right? Or African Americans, right?
That's what they would say.
So the name Africa comes from Leo Scipio Africanus, which is a white man, a Italian man, right? And the name America comes from Amerigo Vespucci, which is an Italian navigator.
Right.
So when our people say that they're African American, they say they come from two Italian men.
Right.
So we know that's not our name, right? For example, they might say we Negroes. Negro is just Latin for black. Where is the land of black? In what place do they speak the language black? They don't, right? There's no language called black, is there? Right. There's no land called black, right?
So nationality called black.
So right, there's no nationality called, they call us that, but there's no real nationality called black.
Right.
So none of those names are true names, but that's what they call us. Then what is our true name? And what we're out here to show is that our true name is Israel.
That's right.
So if your lineage comes from a so-called American black, that's why we say so-called, because that's not what we really are, a so-called American black, you'll be from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
If you were from this is a sign right here, hold it up, well, if you can, right? This sign right here. See, this is what God gave us, the names on the left, but the names on the right is what the world calls us. So if you're from the tribe of Benjamin, they would say you are West Indian black, or Trinidadian, or Jamaican, right? If you were from the tribe of Levi, which is the priesthood, they would say you were from Haiti.
Right.
Haiti means hell, Hades, that's where that name comes from, right? So they always gave us derogatory names, right? So what we're showing is that we are the true people of the book.
That's right.
And God called us to perfection and called us to follow his son, Jesus the Christ.
But blacks were here in, as they call America, before Christopher Columbus ever discovered it.
Hold up the sign again.
In blacks.
Hold up the sign again. You see down here where it says Gad? What does that say? Meaning the same people.
That's right.
The American Indians are the same people. Yes. So then you have where it says Reuben, right here, the Seminole Indians. But remember, when you look at the Dominicans, the Guatemalans, the Mexicans, the people from Chile, all those people are Native Americans. They were all in these lands, but they got separated and were given these names. Like, they were indigenous to those lands. So Dominican means loyal dog, right? But they're not loyal dogs. That's not what their name is. Before that, they were called from the tribe of Simeon, right? Before they were called Mexicans, they were called from the tribe of Issachar. So you were right. Our people were here before Christopher Columbus got here, but that's why they speak Spanish. Because did they speak Spanish? When Christopher Columbus came over here and he said, hola, did they say hola? No, they spoke a different language. That language was Hebrew.
That's right.
The language of Israel, right? That's what we're trying to show you. So yes, you're right. Our people were here before Christopher Columbus. Some of us were here, but some of us were on the west coast of Africa.
Right.
And then they brought us here, and they brought us here together. Get Jeremiah 50, right?
What do you think about the Grand Canyon? They finding archives of black folks in the Grand Canyon. That's why they got it blocked off.
There's a lot of hidden stuff going on inside what they find, and we don't have an answer for it.
Right.
Because there's a lot of things that they hid. We don't know what our people were doing over here. We know that they were in the midst of idolatry. What's this?
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. Thus said the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
So the children of Judah is what you would call like the so-called black tribes, which would be Judah, like the American blacks, the West Indians, and the Haitians. And the children of Israel, which would be called the Hispanic tribes, right? The Northern Kingdom, which would say the so-called Mexicans, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, the Native Americans and whatnot. He said, what?
And they were oppressed together.
We were oppressed together. They would like to separate us to make us think that we're different people. Right. Because there is a hatred between the so-called Hispanics and blacks sometimes. But that's all manufactured.
There's hatred between black and black right now. And I was telling my brother over there, I was telling the brother that that's what's wrong with us right now. We don't want to see the next brother making it, instead of asking him how he made it, asking him, don't hate on him because he's doing it. Asking for some help, brother, how can I do it?
Right. And all this hate, even for each other, and against our brothers, the so-called Hispanics, it's all manufactured because we all come from the same 12 tribes.
Right.
We all come from the same 12 tribes. And that's why God said that we were oppressed together. When we were in slavery, they were in slavery before us.
Right.
Remember, Christopher Columbus came in 1492. Our first slave ship got here in 1619. So they were in slavery for a whole 100 years before us. And some of them are still on reservations to this day.
Right.
So they're still going through the plot. As we're able to walk around freely and have certain rights, some of them still don't have those rights.
We're not free right now.
I understand that. What I'm saying is we have a little more freedom than some of them do. You know what I'm saying? Because we're all the same people. Get Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. We're not going to tie in what we were saying, Jeffrey, right? We have to strive for perfection because Christ commanded us to be perfected. That's what God called us to follow his son, Jesus Christ. He gave us the opportunity for us to be perfect. Because, yes, Yeshua. Is that the name you prefer? Yes, Yeshua. Yeshua gave us the opportunity to be perfect.
Free food and a free word.
Yeshua gave us the opportunity to be perfect. Yeah, what I want, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Yes, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day.
So Moses gave us all commandments that he commanded us to do. And he said that if we don't do those commandments, the things that would make us perfect, what would happen?
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
He said that if y'all don't follow the commandments, the ones that we were given on Mount Sinai and the other ones, that he was going to put curses upon us. Right. That's why now you see our people in the condition that they're in. Right. Because they are cursed. They don't listen to God. Right. If you look at our people as a whole, the so-called blacks and Hispanics, they are not a holy nation. Right. They're not doing what God commanded them to do. Right. They're doing what's contrary. So read the next verse. Let's see what one curse is that we can clearly see on our people.
Yes, sir. Verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city.
He said, cursed shall thou be in the city. The so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, they're going to be cursed in whatever city they go to. Do you see that today? How are people cursed in the city? Shot down in the streets, last hire, first fire, shooting each other down in the streets, selling drugs to kids, kids selling drugs to other kids. kids selling guns, men prostituting their women, man jumping from woman to woman to woman, woman jumping from man to man to man. Is that a blessing? That's a curse. Read.
And cursed shall that be in the field.
And how were our people cursed in the field? Just think about a time in history where our people were cursed in the field. Slavery, right? When we was in the cotton fields, the indigo fields, the tobacco fields, all these different products that they made us do, we were cursed. That's not a blessing. But God said that would happen to us if we did not listen to him. Showing that we are those people that he was speaking to, because he didn't say that to everybody.
This is the thing. Even coming out the fields, we was losing the field. When we lose, we still win because we are bred to do this. We are bred for this. We are bred to do this.
Israel is not. Is Israel a homeborn slave?
It's not.
Is Israel a homeborn slave?
No.
You said we're bred to just be servants. No, we're not. No, we are not.
We're not bred to be servants. That's what I say. From being in the fields, going to being in the fields, it made us stronger. See, I'm gonna say, a white person can make the fields 45 days they would die because they couldn't take the days we take. We are bred to be the best because he made it his biggest slave. He made his biggest slave man with his biggest slave woman and made the big slave so he could put his big slave captive. We are bred to be the best.
Did you know that's a curse in the Bible? Get Joel 3 after that.
Bring it out. Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
God chose us, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, to be a holy people. What?
To be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So we're not equal to the other people. We are above them. I'm going to get one more. You got Joel 3, right?
Joel chapter 3 verse 5. Because ye have taken many silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my godly pleasant things.
What's the one that says that they sold a boy for a harlot?
3.
Verse 3.
Verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people.
They cast lots for God's people. What does it mean to cast lots? Meaning they sold them. Right. They sold our people. That's what they did. That's according to the Bible. And what else did they do?
And had given a boy for an harlot.
They made a boy a harlot. They mean they made a boy a whore, a sex tool. They mean they bred them, like you said. But that's in the Bible. That's what we're trying to show you. That these things that you're talking about, these things are not new revelations. These things are what God said that will happen to us. Because we are those people. You understand? Read it again.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink.
They sold a girl for wine, so they made whores out of our people. They did that to us. So what you're saying is in the scriptures. Go back to Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. Jeffrey, so now we're going over what we did and how we got into the condition that we in by not striving for perfection. Because he said if we didn't keep the commandments that we would be cursed, right? So let's go back to Leviticus. Hold that, but go Leviticus 21. Let's see what one commandment that might seem small caused us to go into the condition that we're in. He didn't say if you break just certain commandments, we're going to be cursed. He said if you break any of them, we're going to be cursed. So let's go to one that you might seem small, but it's contributing to the downfall of our people. Read.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 21 and verse 5. They shall not make baldness upon their heads.
Thou shalt not make baldness upon their head. Meaning if you're going bald, that's something different. But you can't make yourself go bald. You can't make yourself bald. Meaning like how Floyd Mayweather or Michael Jordan just shave their whole entire head when they can grow hair. God said don't do that.
Right.
Because that's one of the ways of the Egyptians. He said don't be like the Egyptians. That's why he told us not to do that. Read.
Neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard.
Neither are we to shave off our beards, because a beard is a badge of manly dignity. In slavery, when we got on those boats, we all had beards. But in slavery, they shaved off our beards and called us a boy, because they know without a beard, you're like a little boy.
They got in school now, not to cut you, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
They got in school now in Virginia, exactly. The kid had to cut his head before he graduated. They made him cut his dreads off before he graduated. Now, what does this have to do with you getting your education? Because they always process and not knowing who we are. Because there's power in there.
In the same fashion with the beard. What they're saying is that as a man, you're not supposed to shave your beard. I see that you shaved your beard, right? But as a man, as according to the Bible, that's not what you're supposed to do.
That's right.
Because how do you tell a male line from a female line?
It's
It's mane.
And I agree with you on that because they make it like in the world. You got to go to the job to get a good.
You got to get a clean cut.
Yeah, and
That's not according to God. So after knowing that, what will you do?
Yeah.
You're gonna grow it out, right?
Let me be me.
Well, letting people be them is what contributed to us being the curses, doing whatever they want. God didn't say we could do whatever we want. He said if we have to keep his commandments, and if we don't, we're gonna be cursed. So when the law comes out on what you're supposed to do, it shouldn't be, well, I'm just gonna be what I want to, I'm just gonna do me. It's I'm gonna do what God said. Because let's say, for example, you said, well, even though the Bible said that I can't shave my beard and God said he's gonna curse us, well, I'm still gonna shave it. So that means that you would be a part of the problem. When you look at everything that's going on with our people, like God said, you're going to be cursed in the field, shot down in the streets, kids selling drugs to kids. You doing that thing you deem small, God don't see it as small. God been around for a long time. He's been around way longer than us. He doesn't see it as small.
His ways is not our ways.
His ways are not our ways. So you shaving it, you might not seem like you're doing a big thing, but you are. You are contributing to the condition of our people. Get Numbers 15 and 38. Numbers 15 and 38. Let's see another law that somebody might deem small, but plays a huge part into our people.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 15 and verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
He said, speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make fringes in the borders of their garments. If you look at every brother's shirt under here, you see that we got fringes on, right? Look, you see everybody's shirt, right? This is not just for no reason. This is because God told us to do that. Let's see why.
Throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
He said, and you put a ribbon of blue on it. So if you see everybody, they got the fringe, and you see a blue ribbon. It don't matter what shade of blue, this got to be blue, read.
And there shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of the Lord.
He said the purpose of us doing that is to remember the commandments of the Lord. So the things that we broke and got us in the condition that we in, God said, no, put these on your shirt so you can remember to do them. So it's not small, it's not something little, right? You understand? Okay, so do you have any questions? Okay.
What's cool, what you're saying is always keep something to remember from God, because first thing is fear God first. That's me. Fear God first. Even though we all can fall short of the glory of God, when people say that, because we're going to fall short of the glory of God, that means you have a chance to sin. Sin, we all going to sin. But this is the thing though. Don't live in sin. Get up out there and ask for forgiveness. Because they thought what's his name? David. They thought David was kind of fruity because he's so praising God so much he was taking his clothes off, throwing his clothes. They said, look at David over there, throwing his clothes. Something wrong with that. Well, he's kind of funny. No, he was praising God because he was in the spirit.
Yeah, he said, I'll play before the Lord.
Yeah. See,
you know.
This is the thing. Oh, man.
Let me show you something, right?
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 2 and verse 17. But if while we seek to be justified by Christ,
we're all trying to seek to be justified by Christ. We all striving for that perfection, right?
we ourselves also are found sinners.
We sometimes still mess up. Meaning that we're not coming from a spot where we have everything in order, everything together over here. We trying to give people the same medicine that we take. We trying to bring you to the same hospital that we attend, that we're patients at. Right. You understand? But we just been doing it a little longer. We might be able to fight a little better. You know, our immune system might be a little stronger, but we still are striving to be justified by Christ. But sometimes we still mess up. Right. But watch this.
Is therefore Christ the minister of sin?
Does that mean that Christ made it okay for us to choose to not do it?
Right. God forbid.
No. Just because we're not getting judged instantly, just because you might not see an immediate effect of your sin of shaving your beard, doesn't mean that Christ made it okay for you not to do it. You still have to do it, starting right now. Starting from this moment forward. All the laws, the fringes, everything. Congregating, you got the flyer, right?
No, I didn't get it.
If somebody get them a flyer and give them the information, right? All these things that you have to do right now.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
Be strong in the Lord. His word